Alright, hey everyone, welcome to another WRP live play TTRPG session. What is WRP? Well, that's me, Faye, game master and storyteller, and Lachlan, our writer and producer. We're a couple who love sharing stories, so much so that we quit our day jobs and created our own company. That way we could create high quality and exciting TTRPG experiences full time and share them with you. And tonight, we're playing D&D. This session features D&D's Shadow of the Dragon Queen, a riveting adventure of courage and valor where our intrepid heroes face unbeatable odds in a cataclysmic war. With us at the table are several of the incredible players who have joined us on our grand endeavor. If you'd like to play alongside them, you're more than welcome to join us. You can ask in chat or hop over to our Discord to find out more information. Now, speaking of our awesome players, it's time for introductions. Like I said, I'm Faye, game master and storyteller. With me is Sirenscape, bringing all of our background music and sound effects. It's a fantastic and affordable sound collection that you can find at sirenscape.com. And now, we get to meet our courageous, daring heroes before they embark in some, well, dangerous activities, we'll say. And we'll begin with an introduction for Vass.
Hi, I'm Caitlin. I'm playing Bath. Bath is a devilishly handsome tiefling bard rogue who has found himself accidentally stumbling across the multiverse. When last we left Bath, he was standing with his arm across the car's chest, holding him into the wall of Kalman City. And if he stopped and thought about it, he would probably be pleasantly surprised that that worked because I'm sure, absolutely no one's surprised, Bass is not a super strong guy. He is tall, he's slim, he's wiry, but he's not super strong, but he's just fueled by rage right now.
We love it. Next up for introductions, why don't we learn about Hugh?
I'm Stefan. I'm playing Hugh Dever, a flashy, flamboyant, ambiguously French fencer. Today's Hugh fact is that he is feeling like incredibly calm and collective and in the zone today because the battle's finally happening.
Oh yeah.
Just in his not his happy place. He's not happy, but he's comfortable here. Like he's not in the social situation.
With that, let's move next to Rhubarb.
I'm Frontboard, and I'm playing Rhubarb Bafflewander, also known as Rue. He is a forest gnome lunar sorcerer of the Red Robes, level 10. He hails from the island of Sancrest, which is far to the west of our settings. He lives in the forest there with his tribe. He's the tallest amongst his tribe at 3 foot 4 inches tall. He's 114 and a half years old. He used to have a shock of white hair on top of his head that had kind of a mind of its own, but it's all turned red through the course of this adventure, which has been interesting. And really, honestly, Rue's hope for tonight is a little bit of a long rest so he can regain some of his energy and health after those tough battles with these troops that are invading. We'll see.
Alright. Well then, with that, we are able to pick up in our session. You are at the Warrior Gate. You had defeated some of the, it seemed, defectors, and now have Bakaris held up against the wall by Vass. No longer bound by the initiative, but you do have a man with fear in his eyes and looking for an escape. What are you doing?
If Vass has him pinned, Rue would move over to one side of Bakaris, like maybe, I don't know, let's say like 10-ish feet away to kind of stem him off if he tries to rush that way. And Rue has his Reaper Spirit up. It lasts for an hour. He would direct the Reaper Spirit to take the opposite flank on the other side. We don't want Bakaris to run.
Okay.
Bass approves. Bass is probably angry to the point where he's got so many things he'd like to say. He's trying to formulate and sort it all out so that he can speak coherent sentences. So if you or Rue have questions, feel free to jump in. Bass is fuming right now. He'll jump in later.
Bakaris was leading or supervising them opening the gates, correct?
Yes, Bakaris was supervising them opening the gates.
Who put you up to this, traitor?
Hold on a second. I cast Charm Person on him.
Okay. That's a
Okay.
wisdom save?
Yes. DC 15.
As you try to cast this spell over him, there is a resistance that overpowers what you have. He succeeds on his save with a 17.
All right. That didn't work. Go ahead. And so, oh, Bakaris, this has been so much easier for you. You should have let it happen.
Let you work whatever strange magic's on me. Get off of me!
I don't think we should. Rue looks at Bass.
Bass leans in closer, has his face right in Bakaris' face, and he's just pouring hatred out of his eyes.
Bakaris is actively backing away, pressing himself further into the wall. You can see not only the fear, but discomfort on his face.
Every time he slips through our grasp, he reemerges with some even worse scheme. Right? First it was we lost the Counts of Calaman. Now we're losing the whole city. Next it's gonna be the whole continent and the world. Why shouldn't we just kill you right here, Bakaris?
Kill me if you must. Don't think that will change anything. I was just trying to be on the winning side of history. You would too if you knew what was happening.
Whatever they promised you, that was all empty promises. You've been played, and you know it.
You think you know so much.
I knew you were a fool and a traitor the first time I saw you. And oh, you have not disappointed at all.
I am a survivor. I have made it this long, and I will continue through this night. And sure, maybe loyalties and bridges have faltered under such tacticians. But I have succeeded. And you could too. Just let me go.
You may want to be less worried about the future, the far future, and then more worried about the next 5 minutes. And then Hugh takes out a little knife and starts trimming his fingernails. Very.
I mean, he was already very visibly uncomfortable. This is only amplifying that.
I'm failing to
Bass
see
has a
how we will
long
be successful if we let this man go. There's no promise there. There's just this empty talk of success. He has no power. He has no sway. He has no control over this army.
we can't let him go. And Vass's left hand is free, and he's gonna summon a flame blade in it.
Heck yeah.
Okay. There is, again, visible fear. You can see it in his face as he tries to pull away, but he's struggling. You won the grappling contest. That's what do you do?
I start holding the flame blade a little bit to one side of his head and just see what happens.
He leans away. You can see the sweat starting to build on the side of his face. Just let me go.
You think me a fool? Why would I do that?
As I said, we'll be on the winning side of this war, on history, if you let me out. And I can promise you boons, rewards.
Oh my gosh, I'm so flattered right now. Such treasures you would bequeath upon us. Empty promises. And Vass will swing the flame blade at him.
Just because of the fact that Bakaris is not a fighter. You have him pinned here. Go ahead and make for me your attack roll at advantage.
Oh, that was almost amazing. But it's not, it's a 12.
For a moment, you think it's going to impact, but he flinches in just a way at the last moment that causes your flame blade to just pass him by. And you see in the moments after he is relieved, breathing heavily, fear again pouring out from him. You all are able to see this. You all saw where Vash made the attack. Hugh, Rue, are you doing anything in this moment?
Hugh's waiting for. He's letting Bass lead and see, but if he intimidates him too much we'll let Vass be bad cop and then he'll good cop him after if he's primed for that. So that's what Hugh's thinking about as he's being nonchalant about this.
Sounds good.
He still hasn't offered us anything. Or he has, but it seems it's just money. Money won't sway Rue.
Empty promises, Vass spit. He spits it out. He's angry.
So Rue, are you just thinking of the empty promises, or do you take action?
I don't have long enough reach with my staff. I don't want to give him an escape route still, so I don't want to like close it and then he somehow wiggles past both of us.
I will remind you that he did take damage in the last fight. He's not looking too hot if you want to maybe perhaps chance a cantrip.
Yeah, or I was
He's
thinking
looking
maybe
warm though, right?
I could do like a non-lethal bonk with my staff and see if that conks him out or roots him.
I mean, if you want to conk him out, but what is he going to do when he awakes?
Yeah, that's what it is. Like I don't know if we have the capability to like take him anywhere.
He was able to sway these Calaman soldiers. What's to say he
Exactly.
can't do it
He
again?
won't wake up. He won't wake up. Vass will make sure of that. Vass is not doing non-lethal damage.
Hold on, I need to see if there's a gif of this. Because there is a scene that's coming to my head for this with Vass. Not seeing it. Okay, it's fine. All right.
I think in the spirit of still like truly neutral red robes, as much as Rhubarb is not pleased with Bakar's actions, I don't think he could bring himself to truly bring him down.
All right, then Vass.
But he won't stop fast.
Yeah. If you want to take another swing here.
May as well. But, you know, my money where my mouth is. Double 10s for an 18.
An 18 will hit.
8 points of fire damage.
The smell is what hits you first. It is charred fabric and cooked meat as your flame blade cuts across the side of the face and chest. And the figure in front of you hardly has time to let out a shout before Bakaris is consumed by the flame of your sword. And then he's still. The weight is heavy, as is much dead weight. He does not fight back, nor does he pull away anymore, but is limp, a corpse. As the body falls to the ground, you would notice a bit of parchment sticking from a pocket.
Vass will grab the parchment. And as he's walking away from the corpse, he'll sort of shove the parchment at Hugh and keep walking a little ways away, not saying anything.
And our portcullis, both the portcullis at our gate are closed, so at least for now, we're not
Yes.
like any impending danger from the people that were outside the gate trying to get in.
Correct. If they were trying to get in, it would be a hard time, so you'd have time to respond and react.
Filthy rat.
Mm.
Hugh, you have the paper, the parchment in your hands. You would notice that there is writing upon it, if you would like to read it.
I would like to read it.
Father, the dragon army sends its greetings and a proposition. Avoid the doom in store for Calaman. Meet our agents at the warrior's gate. Open the way and they'll bring you to me. I've found a place here and have been promised a share of the glories to come. You can have the same if you embrace the Dragon Queen's will. And it is signed simply Bakaris.
Hmm. Confessed treason then.
Did you relay that to the rest of us that can't read
That
very
was his
well?
comment to himself, but if you look interested, I'll read it out to you.
Hey, could you put that in chat?
Yeah, totally.
I was somewhere else and I missed half of it, but I got the gist of it.
I knew it, Hugh. I knew that his son wasn't dead. All this time. I wonder how long he knew. Has he been playing us this whole time? They're playing both sides, probably.
Oh, I don't think much of their loyalty.
I bet you the son went to the army and the father stayed here. They figured that they would just choose a side as the story unfolded. And now they've chosen.
Yeah.
Snakes, both of them.
Well, the family name is anathema now. Yeah.
That's what's gonna go down in the history books.
Torn out root and branch. And his people that town are so valiant. They deserve so much better from their nobles.
Do you know where Vass was heading off to?
Nope.
I haven't gone far. I've just walked 10 or 20 feet away with my back to the scene. I'm breathing heavily and just trying to collect myself. And then I think I sort of look to the sky and I scream, trying to release some of this pent up anger so that I can think clearer, so that we can continue doing what we set out to do, because this was a distraction.
By the time that you are returning to the other gate, the dragon army forces seem to be drawing back, at least for the time being. Which means that perhaps you have some time to rest your own.
I could definitely use a rest. The longer the better.
There it is. Uh, it seems, on the gates and leaning against them, and gives you all a nod. You can see exhaustion in him as well. Let's say we get a night of rest. Or at least what is left of this night.
Rue's almost like probably half falling asleep on his feet at this point.
Do you make your way back to Castle Calamon to sleep in your quarters?
I think in this case, yes. I don't think there's going to be any outdoor camping in the trees or anything like that. A little too much going on in the vicinity that might be a little dangerous.
What does the night look for you all? As you return to your fourth floor in Castle Calamon, the almost attic space that has been made for you.
Yeah, and that's my WoW name.
Jinx is currently present.
Honestly, yeah, probably walk back into the quarters, see the cat. Hopefully, it's not sleeping on my bed, and probably just go and collapse on the bed, stare out the window, see
You
if
know
I can
what?
see any moons.
That is an interesting comment that you just made. Let's make a roll here. Jinx is not currently
we-
sleeping on your bed.
Are we rolling for Jinx cuddles?
I was rolling to see if Jinx was curled up on Rue's bed or not, because Rue's bed is underneath the window. But no, Jinx is sprawled out in the center of the common area, belly up. Rue, you are able to make your way over to your bed, and there is the light of the moons present, and you can see through the outline of the presence of New Atari over this battle scene.
Not surprised.
So, what is the rest of the night looking for Vass or Hugh as you return after a bit of battle out on the streets?
Is there like a water basin or something in the sort of cluster of rooms that we have?
Yeah, there would be.
Vass is gonna wash his face, and then he's gonna wash his hands, but it turns into scrubbing, and he just does that for far longer than you would think he would have to. He kind of gets lost in it, like he's trying to wipe something away.
In the process of you scrubbing Vass, there is a sensation at your leg. You don't know how long you've been washing your hands at this point, but enough for the hands to feel raw. And you see Jinx sort of arching up as they rub against your leg.
Vass will sort of snap out of it, dry his hands off, and then he'll sit down crisscross applesauce and pet Jinx.
Jinx will approach and stretches up paws to your shoulder to rub their face against yours.
This is therapeutic for Vass.
How about you?
You is mentally preparing himself for battle tomorrow. He's checking on his weapons. He's meditating on what to expect, and then getting a good night's sleep.
I would like everyone to roll for me a d20. Rhubarb, let's begin with you. You are asleep. And why don't we get
From inside the mission.
some fitting sounds here?
Hopefully happy sounds.
We'll find out, won't we?
Yes.
You are in a place that is almost familiar. Your dreams of unconsciousness this evening bring you to a barren landscape. But there is a reflection beneath your feet. One that ripples with your presence.
It's like my first vision.
It is similar to your first vision, yes.
I think that time I like leaned over and dunked myself in. If that was what happened, I would try it again.
Like your first journey, you lean down and the world around you turns. You fall through your reflection and wind up in a place different. There is no red glow here, though it does very much appear similar to Lunatari's domain. The columns that are freestanding, but the fabrics that drape around here are torn. There is a wind that cruelly blows through here. You are watched, you feel the presence of eyes, and you hear almost screams on the wing. You are reminded to the nightmare where the red domain was blood. Then you blink. It's syrupy almost, the way that the world moves, but it happens also instantaneously, in the way that dreams often do. And you stand amidst red. The red gauzy fabrics, the pillows, the red pools of water.
Where was that? That felt different.
The realm of my brother. One of them.
Nuatari?
Indeed. You stand upon a precipice, Rhubarb. You are watched.
Like a literal precipice? Like, could I step off if I wanted to?
You are welcome to make whatever choice you feel is yours. I hope that my silence would help mortals understand. You are more than whatever design you think we have made.
I still just feel like the balance is tipping, and we need to bring it back.
Balance is not always a scale. Sometimes balance is a cycle. good, evil, chase each other around and around. Life, death.
Shit, I just remade this.
Sometimes balance is simply letting things be as they should.
It's just hard when it affects those that you've come to like and love, friends, companions. But I understand what you're saying.
Be as the moons. Observe. Influence. Avoid interference if you can. But sometimes, know that it is inevitable.
I'll try the best that I can all these years, and I'm still learning.
Some more ammo at distance.
Rhubarb, your dreams shift after that to the amorphous and unrecognizable. And you continue your rest. Hugh, as we come to you, while you sleep, your dreams bring to you a vision of a familiar forest. It's Iverhold, or at least the grounds that you grew up hunting and learning. It is different, however. Darker. Not the darkness that you know of Ehrenberg, the spirit of the wilds that has imbued you on your hunt. No. This one is more oppressive. A darkness that stems from old family histories. You see in the corner of your eyes at the edges of the forest violet flames that you know to be carried by Lord Soth.
Oh,
I
shit.
look at them and been thinking of how I've been preparing myself entire life for the chance for to face off against him. Now I'm so close.
You are indeed very close. You've seen him in the last week more times than you have, sitting just across the river. But still, it seems in your dreams that he is elusive. You feel his presence, of course, but he is nowhere to be seen. What do you do, Hugh?
Hugh thinks about it and has a little bit of a revelation and has a dream version of his three companions. Help him corner Lord Sooth. Help him hunt them down and face him. Hugh knows he's gotten strong enough to stand against him, but to finish him, he'll need help.
As you are aware that you need assistance in this, as much as you wish to fight, you feel dreadfully alone here. and a shadow begins to creep over. The helmed visage of Lord Soth that you have seen so many times, its silhouette reaching far over the ground, much larger than anything in life. Overwhelming, perhaps. A challenge to rise to, of course. But again, just dreadfully out of reach. There is a deep, dark chuckle. You, of course, can attribute it to Lord Soth, but it could be anyone. Anything. But the fires, the violet flames crackle and begin to spread, moving in ever closer towards you, Hugh. Overcoming, overwhelming Iverhold's forests.
Hugh tries to absorb the blue fire into his sword and to strike back with it.
I want you to give me a charisma check here.
Okay.
13. Although I think I'm not sure if this is something where I can add my wisdom modifier to my crit as well, because that's my say wonder ability.
Let me actually look at that real quick. Yes, whenever you make a charisma check, you can add that, so that'll apply
Okay,
here.
so it's actually 16.
16. There is a moment here of you trying to wrestle the violet flames, these flames of the cataclysm, to your control. And for a moment, it feels just within reach, your fingers metaphorically brushing against them. But they resist. You still have the attack. You still rush forward, but as you attempt your attack, your form perfect. But it is a shadow, not your true enemy that you strike. And more shadows begin to appear, and the cackling gets louder, darker, deeper, until it just sounds like a rumbling thunder. You are reminded of the constant thunderstorms that settle over Nightland. There is a crack of thunder. Lightning flashes with that purple light of the fires of the cataclysm, and you see in perfect clarity for a moment Lord Soth standing there before you are waking up. You feel adrenaline through your veins, but it's not so much the adrenaline of fear, but the adrenaline of the fight, the hunt. Your body is ready for action, but you know that you are in need of rest if you want to be at your prime.
You want to do the sea fortune? wait, there's one.
Okay.
Secret's actually the other way.
This fire can't burn me. My sword can find him and stop him.
Make that vow to yourself in the night, knowing that there is still more battles to come. It's enough to settle you, at least for now. And when you return to sleep, it is dreamless. We have one more dream to explore. But we will explore Vass's dream when we come back after our upcoming ad break. I know. So, hang out with us. We'll be right back to continue our story. Before we head out, I do ask that you let the ads run. They are important to us at WRP. They help keep our games affordable. If you want to directly support us, you are welcome to do so through my Ko-fi. Link for that is on screen, as well as in our chat room. These donations unlock awesome perks for the entire community that benefit everyone who play with us for the next month. They include special companions, double treasure, double XP, new quests, all sorts of fun things that happen there. So stick around with us. See you all in our dream sequence very, very soon. Alrighty, we are back, and we have one more dream this evening. Vass, you find yourself in a familiar place. You're in Neverwinter. You can smell the salt air. You can feel the sun. There are the sounds of merchants coming and going throughout the city. But there's a presence next to you. You can see just out of your peripheral view. He's not looking at you, and you can't quite turn yourself to look at him in this moment, but the two of you sit side by side. There is almost a air of expectation. Conversation of a question that you can't quite remember hearing coming from your brother. What do you do, Vass?
I turn in the direction that I sense that he's in and see if I can see him.
You're able to turn just a little bit of your head, but not the full body. Still only enough to see him in profile. He's looking out over the city.
He
You hear a hum as he acknowledges you, but seems to still be waiting.
gonna try and take out the tree.
I'm afraid I'm losing myself.
You see him nod. You always think that change is good, necessary in life. But then some changes come and you wonder if you could ever just go back to how it used to be.
You wonder.
There is so much that you don't know because you haven't been here. There's so much that I don't know because you've been gone.
Bass has a pained expression on his face when he hears that, and he closes his eyes.
When your eyes open, as you are expecting the same scene in front of you. And it's still Neverwinter. But now it is filled with smoke. There are crumpled buildings, a fire off in the distance. Key still sits next to you. He's still looking over the city, the same that he had been moments ago. But perhaps the most damning vision in this dream is the floating citadel that is atop the city you call home.
How can this be?
You traveled across the plains. What makes you think that'll stop them? And as this is spoken, this is the first time you see Key looking at you in your peripheral, and you're able to turn freely to face him, and you see a burn mark from his chin down his neck and chest. Very similar to the one that you gave Bakaris earlier this day.
They can't. I won't let them.
You watch as he reaches out for you, hand on your shoulder. I believe in you, brother.
I'm just a bard.
You're more than that. You're vast. There's a smile soft upon Kia's face, and it is so jarring compared to the destruction that is happening around you, the smolders of the skin that still seem to burn. But he seems to be ignorant of the pain, unaware of it almost. He just smiles at you guys.
Vaz tries to smile back, but it's not reaching his eyes.
This dream version of Ki seems to take what you offer. Turns back towards the city as if he's just watching ducks at the park. It's a pit in your stomach when you awake. That visual still playing behind your eyelids. But you're all able to take a long rest and press that button.
Oh man.
So, morning arrives, and you all are just in the process of waking up for the true start of the day when you hear warning horns in the distance.
Oh, I guess it's time.
So,
Did you two sleep all right?
Sort of.
I'm not sure if I really slept or just rested. Haven't felt like this in a while.
I can relate.
Hmm.
This ends today.
Hopefully so.
You hear a loud set of knocks banging at the door of your quarters. You,
Vast reaches for his scimitars.
you're the ones, the marshal. You serve her, right? You report to her. She needs you. Marshal Vendry is asking for you at the trade gates, right away.
Are they talking through the closed door?
They are. They banged on the door and are speaking through the door, wasting no time to deliver this message.
I'll open the door. Do I recognize this person?
You see the plainly the armor of Kalaman's soldier. Go ahead, roll for me a history check.
Oh, that's a natural one. Let's get him out now.
You don't know if you've seen this person before. They don't look like anyone you've had contact with before. They could have been just someone you've seen in passing, or they could be an entirely new face. You truly do not know in this morning.
Who is it, Vass?
You know what? I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't think I've seen you before. How do I know you're who you say you are?
The marshal, she has a lieutenant, a young man, Derek. He mentioned that if you you didn't hand pies or something like that, uh, there is a lot going on this morning.
Did you
Yeah,
bring us
I
pies?
did. Yeah.
No, I don't have any.
There's no time for pie, Rue. I think we're needed.
You can see if you can get takeout on the way there, Rue.
Oh, I thought he was saying something like he was showing up with pies. My mistake.
That's like it's a code word.
Straight up and down.
Derek gave us hand pies.
That's a menace.
Didn't we have some other code word at one point? Like the
Uh,
postal.
Yeah,
Yeah, postal related terminology. Yeah.
so go ahead. You feel free to go ahead and describe how you are moving through the city as I am rearranging the cameras real quick.
Rue's just trying to keep up with his short legs because I imagine Hugh was probably moving. I don't want to put words in Hugh's mouth, but I imagine that he's moving at a quick pace because it seemed based off of what he said. He was very
Yes,
interested in going.
although he's also cognizant of the shorter legs of his companions, so he's got that thing where he's trying, giving the impression that he wants to hurry, but deliberately shortening his step to keep not from just walking ahead of everyone. To try to guilt you guys into picking it up.
Can use like a dash every
Companions
few
plural.
rounds.
Companions plural. Vast
Mm-hmm.
is a tall drink of water. Just because I'm short, and this is what you do to me, doesn't mean that Bass is short.
Here's the long strider.
But Vass is gonna be moving with his scimitar strong, just so that he is prepared for the unexpected.
Good.
I like that visual. Does Vass still kind of have that same demeanor that he did when he walked away from Bakaris yesterday? Because I feel like that vision is like almost like emblazoned in Rue's mind, his mind's eye still.
The haunted look is gone from Vass's face this morning, and it's replaced with a determination.
Cool, got it.
As you are moving, you make it to the trade gate. And here the siege of Kalaman has begun in full. Thousands of dragon army troops, humans, draconians, other creatures, are marching on the city. Along the walls, you have Kalaman soldiers that shout commands, while Balliste fire in rapid percussion, their deadly bolts barely keeping the Dragonels wheeling overhead at bay. Beyond the Dragonel riders, the flying citadel looms like a thunderhead, drifting slowly but relentlessly closer. You still have no word from Klistrin or the Dragonels that he was sent to hunt down. Hopefully he is alright. But at this moment, all you seem to have is hope.
It's trying to move sense.
Okay. I'm going to get prepped by... Before anything going anywhere, I'm taking a... Let me get tireless. Get myself bonus hit points. My tireless rolls are always terrible.
Ooh.
Bad 4.
Oh, no. Don't forget, Hugh. The first time you draw your S-Top today, your fight song will play, and you will get a D8 of Bardic.
Okay. What do you think, guys? Should I burn my 3rd level spot on elemental weapon to start, or should I save that for later?
How long does that last?
An hour. I get to do it twice, although I won't be able to dispel magic without another move if I use both 3rd level spots.
I can take care of magic too, Hugh.
Okay. Alright, let's go. Go for it. I'd rather have it than then not worry about it later. So, I cast Elemental Weapon, and form of... We're fighting a red dragon army, so cold.
So, as you settle this in, I would like a perception check. It is Rue and Hugh who spot this as it happens. The flicker of arcana in the air as a portal blips into existence for a half a second. A doorway, two figures standing out as they appear right behind Marshal Vendry with weapons blazed to attack. Because you notice this, the two of you will not be surprised in the first round as we roll initiatives.
Dirty. There's the Rue we know and love. And the Vast we know and love.
My modifier to my initiative is higher than Rue's initiative roll.
Oh no!
Hugh rolled my initiative modifier.
Alrighty, so it will be firstly Bass, then Hugh, our Draconians, and then Rhubarb. So, Vass, you are surprised, which means you cannot take actions or reactions here. You are barely processing what's happening, but what's going through your mind?
The vision of the floating citadel over a burning Neverwinter is still pretty forefront in Bess's mind, and he's using that image to fuel his determination to end this as soon as possible.
As you have that thought process and you're trying to break out of the memory of the dream and what is happening here, that will be the end of your turn. And Hugh, it comes to your turn. What would you like to do?
Okay. So, am I close enough to anything to...
You are close enough to one of the two Draconians that have stepped in to try and assassinate Marshal Vendry, yes.
Okay. Well, if I can interpose myself between one of them and Marshal Vendry, that's great. If not, I just go in for the kill.
You cannot interpose here because of the way that they dimension doored, but you can 100% close distance and go for an attack.
Okay. I'll do 2 attacks and so it's gonna be a 15 and a 25.
15 does not hit, but the 25 will.
Okay, that's going to be for 14 plus. So these are gonna be psychic and cold. I don't know if that makes a difference.
Alright, it will take the full damage.
And then my dancing longsword for a crit!
Heck yeah! Five, 8, 3. Beautiful. Alright, so that one snarls as it turns away from Vendry to look at you, Hugh. You can see that there is a fury and indignation in its face as you have approached to fight it. Anything else from Hugh? I don't believe so.
That's my full range of actions.
Then it is our Draconian's turn, and this one will, he'll start with his attacks towards you. The magic at the claws on the Draconian seem to cut through the very air as this Draconian will make 3 attacks towards you. First one misses with a 17. The second one is a 21. And the last is a 14. So, as you are standing there and the frustration on the creature's face grows more and more, you remain unstruck for the time being. The other one, noticing that there is perhaps attempts to stifle their attack here, look to where Hugh you came from and spot Rue and Vass. And there, in this partner's claws, more energy coalescing, but becoming a projectile of this arcane energy as 3 bolts are thrown out, trailing across from the palm of the Draconian into Hugh and Vass, or Rue and Vass, sorry. And we've got the first one going for Vass. The second one going for Rue. And the third going for Vass again. 16 to hit Vass.
Nope.
And the natural one will definitely miss. And a 21 to hit Rue.
I'll take that natural one, please. Yeah, 21 hits Rue.
That'll be 8 points of force damage. And with that, it is the end of the Draconian's turn. As Rhubarb, we come to you.
Oh, that's not nice. Are they standing right next to one another?
They are. Yes.
I think before they could potentially get separated, I would probably want to use my Sacred Flame for now. So let's call down some Radiant Light of Lunatari and have both of those Draconians make me a dex save, please.
Yeah, totally. We have a 10 and a 7.
Those will both fail. One will take... Ooh, that's nice damage. That's almost max. 15 radiant damage. And the other will take 7 radiant damage. Actually, we get +1 from the staff now, so that's 16 and 8. Thank you, staff.
Oh yeah.
It all adds up. Damage is damage, right?
Damage is damage.
And then... I don't know what the range on that thing is, but after last time, the advice was keep the gnome in the back, so the gnome's gonna back up, like, 20 feet.
Okay.
I don't know if that gets me out of range, but it's 20 feet farther away than I was before.
So, with that, we come to the top of the round. Vass, you are no longer surprised. What is it you would like to do?
Okay. Question. What flavor of draconians are these?
They are golden scaled and stand proud and tall. You have not seen many of them, but you have fought these guys before.
Okay. Am I in earshot of Vendry?
You are.
Okay. Bonus action, I would like to give Vendry a bardic inspiration by belting out the immigrant song yell.
Hell yeah.
And that's going to give her a D8 of bardic. So let me mark that off so it's being used. And then I think I'm just gonna go ahead and take a reverberating shot with my bow at the Draconian that is engaged with you. But I'm pretty sure we established a 15 does not hit.
15 unfortunately does not hit.
Okay. I was too distracted thinking, man, that bardic was cool. Wasn't paying enough attention, I guess, to the actual important bit, which is hitting them.
Alright. I believe that is it for Vass's turn, which means, Hugh, we come to your go.
Okay, I want to keep on hitting this guy in front of me. So, strike number 1, a 19. Strike number 2 is a 16.
The 19 hits, the 16 misses.
I'm gonna burn that D8 bardic to hit.
Go for it.
So, does a 19 hit?
A 19 will hit.
Okay, 2 hits. Or base damage is gonna be, ignore the continually rolling dice. There's a 10 and a 14. And there's gonna be 3d4s.
I need a dexterity saving throw from Hugh.
Okay. Plus 9. So a 28.
Vendry is also making a save, and we'll add the bardic onto that, making that a successful save as well. And so, as the Draconian, the blade cuts through, and you watch as the chest begins to collapse, and bursting out is the arcane energy that exists within. It arcs as lightning into you, Hugh, and then at Marshall Vendry. And because you both succeeded, you will only take 4 points of lightning damage.
Okay. 4 points of lightning.
Correct.
Okay, I'll go for that. That knocks off my tireless, so I'm no longer tireless. I'm just regularly.
With that, it is going to be the end of Hugh's turn, and it is our Draconian's go. And snarling, the last Draconian releases this noxious fume of a breath weapon. I need a Constitution save from Hugh.
On save. Ooh, 7.
That is unfortunately a failed save, meaning you will take 27 points of poison damage and 1 level of exhaustion.
Okay. 27. It does. I'm just checking. Does poison and absorb? happened up, so I can't absorb that. Okay.
Okay. It is, it's gonna be Rue's turn next.
Oh, yeah, because I'm after the Draconians. That makes sense. That was nasty.
Point of
Still feel-
exhaustion.
Still feel like we could take it down. Yeah, what does the exhaustion give you?
Level 1 exhaustion is disadvantage on, ability checks, I believe.
Yeah, that's my understanding as well.
I can double check here. Yeah, it's just disadvantage on ability checks. At this level. There could be more.
And how does Vendry look?
Vendry seems to be coughing. She was also caught in the noxious gas, but seems to stand a little taller. She may have a more hardy constitution.
Let's see if we can bolster our friends a little bit and unleash a guiding bolt at this Draconian. Hopefully give our ally some advantage. That's a 23 to hit.
And 23 will hit.
Excellent. That's crappy damage. I guess it's almost average. 10 radiant damage, and it's glowing red with the light of Lunatari.
You know, it'd be a shame if, you know, a new Atari black essence just swooped in right there. It doesn't, but it would be a shame.
We could get there with one of my other spells, but this one does
Yeah.
come directly from the Divinely Favored with Lunatari, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it red. When
No,
we get Inflict Wounds, we'll do some new Atari.
No, it was more because Vass had brought up the dream, and so I was like, what other dream flavors could we get here? So, no, it is as you expected. New Atari's red light, or not New Atari, Lunatari's red light, appearing here and enveloping the Draconian. As Vass, we come to your turn.
Okay, so this Draconian is now glowing.
Next attack roll will be made at advantage because of it.
Then I will make a reverberating shot with advantage. Holy... No. I don't think a 16 hits either.
Unfortunately, it does not.
I'm one better than last time though, so don't worry guys. 3 more rounds and I'll get a hit. Bonus action, is there a way for me to hide?
Yeah, there's plenty of stuff on the ramparts here that you're able to duck behind and try and hide.
Well, now I roll well. That's a 26 on my stealth check.
You feel very confident in your hiding skills here.
Okay, that's it for me.
Alright. With that, it is going to then be, Hugh, we come to your turn. There's one Draconian left, but you do feel a little lethargic here. What would you like to do?
Well, I would like to go attack him. So that's going to be a 27
That hits.
and a 14
That misses.
for 12 damage.
Damage
And
is
if that's
damage.
not enough, dancing longsword adds another 6.
Go for it. Alright. With that, Hugh's turn will come to an end, and it is our Draconians, and there is still breath that is formed at the sides of the mouth. More of this noxious fume comes out, and I need another Constitution save from Hugh.
This is terrible. 14?
14, that is a success, meaning you will take half damage. So that is 11 points of poison damage that you will take, and you don't gain another level of exhaustion.
If Vass had taken up this much damage, he'd be dead.
With that, it is the end of the Draconian's turn. Rhubarb, we come to your turn.
How healthy does this Draconian look? I can't remember. I've hit it a little bit. I can't remember if Hughes hit it at all.
Hugh just hit it.
That's right, I guess he just did. I couldn't remember if he hit it the turn before. And I moved... How far away was it at the start of combat? Because I moved like 20 feet back to give some distance.
I would say moving 20 feet back puts you about 50 feet away.
Okay. Let's move forward 20 feet. And I need it to make a Constitution saving throw for me against blindness.
Yeah, sure. It's 12.
Alright. It has been blinded. I believe its blindness deafness is that till the end of... Oh no, that's a minute, but it can make it save at the end of each of its turns.
Okay.
And then bonus action. Let's not do anything with our bonus action. We'll step back 5 feet. So we're 35 feet away for our movement and no bonus action. And that's my turn.
Alright. So. Oh, wait. Let me just check something here real quick. Okay, cool. Alrighty. Vass, it's your turn.
I would like to remind you that they're gonna win if we keep taking such low blows at each other. So let's just throw that out there. I should have advantage, right? Because I'm hidden and he's blind.
You have advantage because you were hidden successfully.
Okay. Alright, reverberating shot. Take 3. Oh no, that's the crit, and then it rolled on to an 8. That's a 25 though.
The 25 will hit.
Okay. It's gonna be, let's get some sneak attack damage on there. 2. Now my piercer feat says I can reroll 1s on damage die.
That would include your sneak attack.
My sneak attack?
Yep.
Okay. So that would have been 17 minus 1 is 16. I'll reroll that one. That's 19 points of magical piercing damage, and then 4 points of thunder damage on top of that.
Yep. And he's still standing, but definitely looking a little worse for wear.
Still standing. I will say a healing word to Hugh.
Okay.
Just a little other one. And that was the comment from earlier. We'll just say that was my healing word. Let's not damage each other. So 6 points of healing to Hugh.
All right, so 6 points of healing to Hugh, and it's our Draconian's turn. The Draconian should be blind for all that you understand, Rue, but you see that its head still turns to perceive you, and 3 bolts come rushing right at you. Gentleman's 20.
That hits.
24.
That also hits.
And a natural 20 on the last one.
I'm gonna self-rebarbs that. Oh, or Vaskin.
Brings it down to a 21.
That still hits.
I'll give the advantage to Rue.
He's
So,
probably gonna be dead.
we've got 10 points of force damage, 5 points of force damage, and 13 points of force damage. But you get advantage out of it.
Fantastic.
And Rhubarb, it's your turn.
I don't like that. I already have advantage. Crap, and I don't have enough movement to get close to him to try other fun spells. Let's cast Guiding Bolt again. Send another Light of Lunatari at him. This time we'll do it at second level. A little extra spice. 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
That is perfectly average damage. You know what? I'm gonna burn a sorcery point to reroll the 2 1s. So that's 20 points of radiant damage, and he's glowing for advantage. If I use my movement to like shift off to the side or somewhere, is there a way that I could get under like a partial cover, like behind a box or a bucket or, you know,
Yeah, you
rock
could get behind a box.
or something that's just on the street, like a cart?
Well, you're not on the street, you're on the ramparts right now.
Oh,
But you
some
could get behind.
ammunition.
Yeah, you could get behind some stuff.
Let's do that. Make it a little harder to hit me. As a bonus action, Rue's gonna burn 2 sorcery points to recover that level 2 spell slot that he used.
Great. I need a dexterity save from Hugh as the Draconian's chest begins to crumble in on itself, and the spark of lightning bursts out, arcing towards you and towards Marshall Vendry.
How does an 11 do?
Unfortunately, an 11 is going to fail. You will take 14 points of lightning damage, and you are stunned until the end of your next turn. But combat comes to an end here, and so the stun is just a few seconds. In the aftermath of battle, you all are able to breathe a little easier. There's still combat happening all around you. You are in the middle of a siege here. But Vendry gives a nod to you. She's alive, a little damaged, but things could have been worse.
So I took 50 points of damage in that combat.
Ouch. Yeah, Rue's not looking so hot himself. He kind of staggers up to the others. If that citadel's full of more of those, we're in trouble, I think.
Whatever more is in store for you during this siege, we will have to see what it is that it is entailed after our upcoming ad break. So, stick around with us. We will be right back to continue along with our story. But before we head out, I do ask that you let the ads run. They're important to us at Wildwitch RP. They help keep our games affordable. But if you want to directly support us, you can always do so through my Ko-fi. Link for that is on screen and in our chat room. Donations unlock awesome perks for the entire community, benefiting everyone who play with us for the next month. Perks include special companions, double treasure, double XP, new quests, fun things all around. Full list is available on our Discord, so check us out there. And we will see you guys very soon. We return as you have just gotten out of a battle, a potential assassination, but you had succeeded. But the siege continues around you. As you are watching the distance, you see a flight of dozens of Draconians, silver in their scales, as they soar from the flying citadel towards the city. There are ballista shots that are being sent out, and many of them are struck from the sky. But 4 manage to land on the battlement near the soldiers and the ballistae. I want you all to roll for me initiatives here. As you see where the Draconians are now attacking the siege weapon of your defenses.
I can't get away from the 5s.
Alright, so it will be our Draconians and Vass, Q, and Rue. So, again, the Draconians are attacking your siege weapons, the only things that you really have to fight against the far distant areas. I will say that at start of combat, this is happening about 70 feet from where you currently stand. Vass, what are you doing?
Oh, 70 feet. Hey. There's 4.
There are 4.
Are they in close proximity to each other?
They are all around the ballista, so yeah, close proximity.
Okay. What I was thinking of doing probably is not a good idea because there'd be some splash damage onto the ballista. So I'm just gonna take a reverberating shot at whichever one is closest to me. And that's a natural 1.
That is unfortunately a miss.
I will bonus action hide for another 26.
Alright, yeah, you disappear here. And as you do, Hugh, it is your turn. These Draconians are about 70 feet away from you. What are you wanting to do?
Okay, I'm going to use my bow to attack them.
Hell yeah.
So that's going to be a 20.
That will hit.
And a 15.
That just misses.
Okay. For 8 damage.
Beautiful.
And I'm gonna use my movement to get close with them.
Alright, so using your movement, you start to rush in, closing some of that distance as Rhubarb, we come to your turn.
Am I still hiding behind the... Not hiding, but partial covering myself behind this, like, box or whatever I found?
I mean, from the
Kinda.
angle that you were at, but the threat is now on the opposite side that you were trying to take cover from,
Oh, so I should just get around to the other side of the box.
if you want to continue keeping cover. But they don't seem to be interested in you all. They seem to be interested in destroying your ways to fight them.
I've noticed that that quickly changes when you get their attention with 30 spells and stuff, though.
Oh, yeah, no, when you start attacking them, that really kind of makes them think of, oh, there's people that need to be handled.
Exactly. What types of draconians these look like, or just their general appearance?
These are large, hulking, silver-scaled draconians. You saw them guarding the tower, the threshold of the heavens.
So kind of chunky ones.
They big boys. I can get you a picture.
Are they the tallest of their tribe, though?
They are pretty tall. They are considered large creatures. These guys.
Yeah, they're so pretty. I think that I saw Hugh hit one with his bow and charge it, right?
Yes.
I'll attack the same one, so hopefully it still goes for Hugh instead of me, and send a ghostly skeletal hand that magically appears within range of this creature. We're gonna do a little chilly touch. That's a 28 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
That's decent damage. It's 13 necrotic damage. And if he can heal, he can't until the start of my next turn. That Rhubarb will try and find his way around maybe a little box or pile of ammunition from this direction to give himself some level of cover.
Alright. As, Rue moves to get cover here, it is the Draconian's turn once again, and the two that have been unstruck continue to, hit at the ballista. And are getting in some decent hits. Not all of them. The other one, however, since Hugh has struck it and its attention is diverted from the siege weaponry. And Hugh, since you were moving to get closer, this one will move in to close that distance with you as well. And as it does so, it will bring its two swords down. The 11 will miss, as will the 18, and with its frustration, the tail from behind flicks out, tries to knock you prone. With a 25 to hit?
That is parried.
Alright. You are able to redirect the strike away from your form, and you remain unstruck. Vass, it is your turn.
Okay. I would like to try a reverberating shot at the injured one.
Yeah.
And I believe I have advantage from my...
He is not, yeah, he is not aware, so you do have advantage.
Oh my goodness gracious, that's a 16.
A 16 will just hit.
Oh, thank goodness. And then let me get some kickback on there. It's going to be 14 points magical piercing and 4 points thunder.
Okay.
Bonus action, hide again. For 23.
Alright, you hide once more, and with that, it is, Hugh, your turn. You've got one of these big guys right in your face. What would you like to do?
I like being here and hitting them. And let's see, a miss and a crit.
Hell yeah!
So that, and then gonna be 2d4s, but does how does this work with crit and those additional damage riders?
So it's the same way. They'll get maxed out, and then we'll add the roll.
Okay, so 13 from that.
Alright, with that, it is this guy going down, so we will have death throws here. And I need a wisdom saving throw. This is against the frightened condition.
Okay. Okay. I'm
Alright.
going to twist this to the nearest draconian. Make them make a save against being afraid
Alright, there
of
are
me.
3 of them, and we'll get a wisdom save going on here. That is an 11 on the save.
Okay. Oh, this is just retconning a bit, but I just was looking at my character sheet and I forgot that I have resistance to being poisoned and poison damage.
Oh no!
So that I believe it was a 27, so that damage. So I think that should be down instead of 14.
Yeah, you can add
13 back.
Yeah. And then, as that will be the end of Hugh's turn, yeah?
Oh, I got my dancing longsword. Is anyone in dancing longsword range?
Not currently, but you can start moving that
Okay.
up with you.
Alright.
Alright. Rhubarb, it's your turn.
So there's still 2 attacking the ballista, and then one
There's-
is frightened of Hugh.
There's 1 frightened of Hugh and 2 on the ballista, yeah.
So the frightened just means like it can't
It-
approach
yeah.
Hugh.
Cannot get closer.
As
So he's-
badge and things against me.
So he's almost like a bulwark then that this draconian can't come past because we're all behind Hugh.
For the time being. If he breaks out of that frightened condition.
True. Good to know. But I think I'm pretty far away. Let's just do... Seemed to work last time. Let's do another chill touch on this guy. Rue's convinced that these things are now susceptible to the chill touch. Summon a spectral hand. 17 to hit.
A 17 will hit.
For 12 necrotic damage. And there's a spectral undead hand hanging off this thing. Maybe off like the wing. It's like grabbing at the wing and trying to tug at it a little bit, like messing around. And this thing can't heal up. And bonus action, I don't think we have anything. I'm gonna stay hiding behind my pile of goodies for now, still.
Alright. With that, it is going to then be top of the round with the Draconians. And just remembering, you struck the one that was frightened, right?
I did, yeah.
Okay,
I didn't want to draw the attention of the 2 that are on the ballista.
that's what I thought. Just wanted to make sure. Our frightened one snarls and readies his blades, preparing. You see as he takes a defensive stance, readying an action perhaps if someone gets too close. The other 2 will break this ballista. So, one ballista is gone, and they will move on to another. With that, it is Vass, your turn.
Okay. So have the two moved?
Yes, they are moving to a different ballista.
Are they in close proximity to anything that we would care about not breaking?
The other ballista.
So that they've made it to the other ballista? They're not like in
Yes.
between? Darn. Well,
You could?
are they on the same side of the ballista, or are they flanking the ballista?
They are not flanking it. You could try and get it into the center of the walkway here.
I would like to, if I am within, where is my range on this? Am I able to move such that I am within 60 feet of these two?
You'd be able to move, yeah.
Okay, I will move until I'm 60 feet away, and then I will snap my fingers and position a shatter such that it is on the draconian side of the ballista and not encompassing the ballista. So that's gonna be Constitution 16 save.
Alright. Constitution saves. That's a 9 and a 12.
Ooh, I love that for them. That is 15 points of thunder damage apiece. And I will bonus action hide again for a dirty 20.
Alright. That would be bam and bam, and as Vass hides, we come to Hugh, your turn. What would you like to do? There's the one that's standing ready, but he does seem afraid of you, not wanting to approach.
I believe afraid one has disadvantage against my attack, so I think I'm gonna take him as the next target. So, so the first one with advantage would be a 17.
Yep.
And the second one would be a 18.
Both of those will hit.
Okay. So we get 27 base damage. And 8 psychic and cold damage.
Beautiful.
Is he still up?
He is still up.
So the dancing longsword gets in the game with the 16.
16
Or-
will just hit.
Okay. Or 21. No, both doesn't matter. For another 11.
Cool. I need a wisdom saving throw from the frightened condition.
Okay. Oh, shit. Okay, I'm frightened.
You are frightened as a spectral version of yourself appears shrieking, so you can remake this save at the end of your turns, otherwise it will last for 1 minute. And with that, it is Rhubarb, your turn. The only two Draconians left are the two that are trying to beat up the ballista.
The ones that got shattered by Vass,
Yeah.
and then he hit. So they're probably like, what the heck just happened? Someone rang my bell and then disappeared.
Yep.
How far away did they move to get to that next ballista?
About 25 feet.
Okay, so we started 70 away.
So they're
So
95.
they were 95, and I backed up some.
Mhm.
I think I backed up, then I moved forward, then I backed up. I think I'm 100 away. But luckily, Guiding Bolt has 120-foot range. So I am going to have Rhubarb do a twin spell Guiding Bolt, do his classic point a hand at each one, and unleash beams of red lunar energy. So let's see, let me just do my accounting before I forget. It's a sorcery pump. Yeah, whatever, I'll do that later. First one is a 21 to hit, and the second one is a 27 to hit. So the first one will take 17 radiant damage and is glowing, and the second one will take 13 radiant damage and is also glowing. And Rhubarb's gonna back up about 10 feet to keep himself kind of at max Guiding Bolt range away from these things. So like 110 feet away, roughly. Maybe behind a partial cover box, if there's something available.
Yeah, you can do that.
And I think that's my turn. Set you guys up, they're both glowing.
Alright, so let me just add the math here. Alright. With that, it is the end of Rue's turn. It is our Draconians who are still glowing with the red light of Lunatari, and they will raise their blades as they look around, trying to find who has struck them, but seeing that Rue and Vass have both taken cover, all they see is Hugh, and they will close that distance and take their swings of blade and tail. That is a 22 on the first attack.
Has to be parried.
A 10 will miss. And the tail swipe comes in with a 21, so that's another miss. The second Draconian on your other side is going to start off with the tail swipe. Misses, and then the two swings of the blade. With one miss and a second miss. So, as frightened as you are, Hugh, your heart palpitating in your chest, you are still able to defend your fight, ingrained in your reactions here, your body moving on its own. And Vass, we come to your turn. What would you like to do?
Well, I would like to take a reverberating shot at the red glowy draconian behind door number 1.
Hell yeah.
Oh, get out of the way. There we go. That's a 23 to hit.
23 will hit.
So that is gonna be 10, 5 is 15, minus 1 is 14. So reroll that one. So 18 points of piercing and 4 points of thunder.
The Draconian is looking rough, but still standing.
And I attempted to hide again with my bonus action, and this time I got a 14.
I will keep your 14 in mind. Alright. Anything else? I don't believe so, which means, Hugh, it is your turn. You are currently frightened, but the source of your fear is behind your current enemies, so you don't need to move closer to get to them. What would you like to do?
And the fear, I do another save at the end of my turn?
It's at the end of your turn, correct?
Okay, so I'm gonna make a strike on one of them.
Alright. You'd still have disadvantage because it is within sight.
Okay, so... With disadvantage, unfortunately that first was a 13, I'm guessing that misses.
That will miss.
Okay, and I guess that's also a miss.
That is, unfortunately, a
And-
miss.
So, it's been a series of futilities here.
Which one were you attacking? Because one of them was still glowing red. I think Vass only took the guiding bolt from one of them, right?
Right. But even if the first attack, the first roll was the 13, so that would have been...
Ah,
So it's still gonna
okay.
miss.
Got it.
I make a wisdom save of 13.
Ooh, so close, but unfortunately not quite enough to break out of the fear. It still courses through your veins. And with that, Hugh, your turn comes to an end. Rhubarb, there are two Draconians. One looking bad, one still hanging in there. What are you doing?
We gotta try and get this one that's looking bad. Take him down. I'm gonna guess that they're kind of dumb. And so, if I'm not within 60 feet... You said they advanced toward Hugh, correct?
Right.
And then I was like 110 feet away, so I assume they probably are 90, something like that. Or maybe move to 90.
You can get
Could I
within
get-
90.
Could I get within 60?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it would be a combined of 50 feet of movement between me and them. Rue's gonna move forward to be 60 feet in range and cast a beam of psychic energy at the one that looks like he's not doing so well, and I need an int save from that one.
How do you feel about it, too?
I feel like he's gonna take a little bit of damage. That is 6 psychic damage with a mind sliver.
That is enough that I need a wisdom saving throw from you, even though you're already frightened.
He's gonna be afraid of everything.
You'll have a different source of fear.
A
No.
21?
You're fine. You break out of this frightened hold. You just have the one from the other screaming. The version of you screaming, not the version of Rue screaming that appears in front of you.
And you know what this means?
I do.
Alright, the Draconian in front of me makes a wisdom saving throw, DC 15 against being frightened.
All right,
Like,
we've
puts
got
the fear against them.
only one left. Ooh, but he gets a 20 on his save.
I think it still wouldn't matter, but he would have to use the mind sliver to subtract a d4 from it, but that would take it to at most a 16, which would still succeed.
No, the one that is saving was
Oh,
not the
never
one.
mind.
Yeah, your
Right.
mind sliver killed the other one.
That's right.
So
He's making death saves and failing.
yeah. So with that, it is the end of Rue's turn. Yeah.
I did movement action. I don't think I'm gonna have any bonus actions, so yes.
Well, we will pick up with our combat in our next session
Ooh.
and continue the siege of Calamondan. But until then, I do want to say thank you to our players for playing. Thank you to our viewers for viewing. I will see you all in our next stream, but until then, head over to wildwitch.com, check us out there, join us in our Discord if you want to jump in a game yourself, keep up to date with all of our announcements. If you want to watch our VODs, that's over on YouTube, but you can follow us here on Twitch for all of our live streams. And as always, may the ever-burning light forever guide your steps. Laters.